Hey folks, it's Nick Granville. Welcome to Guitar Daily, my daily thing I do on YouTube. That was a little bit of Stella By Starlight. Really like that tune. It's nice harmony in it. And it's one I've been playing for a long time, so I'm pretty comfortable kind of getting through those chord changes now. Thought today what I'd talk about is the RealBook. And I have my old RealBook here. I haven't used this in so long now. That's probably a bit of an answer as to should you use a RealBook or iReal Pro at all. No, don't do it. Unless you have to. And there are certain scenarios where I'd say you have to, right? If you're on a bandstand and someone calls a tune and you don't know it, if you have a chance to say, nah, I don't know that one, can we do something else? That's usually the best way to go, because there's no point in playing something you're going to play badly. But if they're insistent on doing it, then, maybe use iReal Pro or the RealBook at that point. I should say what a RealBook is too. So back in the day, in the 70s, I think it was, in Berkeley or somewhere like that, someone came up with this book to be able to fake it on the gigs. And they'd called it the fake book or something similar to that. And then I think the official release became the RealBook. So people bought the RealBook, which was basically the published version of it. This is an old one. It's missing so many pages. Many of them have fallen out, whatever. The reason I don't particularly like using it is, for one, there's so many mistakes in these things. Look at this tune here, But Beautiful. First chord says G. Nobody's going to play G on that first chord. They're just not. Right? The melody note for a start is two A notes in the beginning, right? So it's really G major 9, right? It's not G. And that's the problem. When people see G on the page, they play G because, well, it says G, so I play G, right? Instead of interpreting what they hear. And so that's why I much prefer it. If I'm on the bandstand, I just play tunes we know. And if someone doesn't know something, I play something else that they do know. And that's the thing, is you get a better result that way, So for me, it's like I much prefer if people don't use a RealBook at all. Now, it's different if you're playing original material. If someone pulls out original material, pull out charts. That's cool. That's totally fine. But a RealBook, and the thing is, with these standard tunes, you should know them. And if you don't know them, all the ones that are commonly called, like, say, Autumn Leaves and All the Things You Are and Giant Steps, Stella By Starlight, a bunch of blues tunes, a bunch of rhythm changes, Anthropology, all these sorts of tunes. If you don't know these and you're a jazz musician, then make a point of learning them. If you're not really serious about jazz, well, then that's fine. That's a different thing. But if you are serious about the music, then sit down and make it a point of maybe learning one song a week, right? If you learned one jazz standard a week, by the end of the year, you'd have 52 of them. If you knew 52 jazz standards by memory, which is totally achievable, you'd be a really good player. There'd be a lot of stuff going on in your playing, because you'd know about melodies, you'd know about chord progressions, all these sorts of things. So I would urge you to not use the book. So when I'm on a bandstand and someone calls a tune and I'm not totally sure of it, I'll either say, can we do something else? Or if I think I know most of it and I think I can do it, then we'll play it anyway. Or maybe I'll have a glance at the book and go, oh, it's that thing, and then we're off. And by glance at it, I mean like 2 seconds, and then I put it down. I'd rather play all wrong notes than look at it. Because the thing is it inhibits my... When it becomes about reading that's not improvising anymore. Do you know what I mean? The whole thing of jazz music is improvising. And to me, it's not about the complexity of the song, right? People seem to think there's this idea that if you play really complex songs, then you're really good. I don't subscribe to that at all. Some of the best playing I've ever heard has been over 12-bar blues on the simplest kind of thing. Someone like Chris Kane, 12-bar blues with a shuffle feel, and he absolutely kills it. Hits you right in the chest, and that's not a complex thing, but it's the way he does it, and the amount of expression and the note choice and the whole way he phrases and the way he sings and the way he presents it. It kills me. And the same thing in the jazz sense, when I've heard players that play sometimes on the simplest of forms. And I remember playing with Brandon Fields, the great saxophone player from Los Angeles, and he played What a Wonderful World, and we played So What, and he absolutely killed it on So What. I think there's a video on my YouTube channel somewhere from back in the day. So, and So What essentially is 2 chords, right? It's deemed relatively easy, but he played something incredible. Anyway, so that would be my thing. Use iReal if you have to. If the tune's already started and you've got no chance to turn it down, then get the iReal out and go with it. If you're, or a RealBook if you have to. But preferably, just use your ear and try and play. There's only so many ways chords can move and stay in a key. right? So I've been on gigs before where I haven't known tunes at all that have started, and there's no chance to get your phone out or whatever, and I've just try to hear my way through it. It's not so easy to do with Stella by Starlight. But, when you do like any kind of standard type material that people will expect you to know, you should be able to hear your way through it if you've got some ears and you've kind of been around for a bit. Anyway, I hope that's been useful. That's just a few thoughts I had on using the RealBook and particularly iReal Pro, which has taken over. One thing I really dislike about iReal Pro, and I should have said this earlier, you don't get any melodies, right? It just has the chord progression. And it's like, to me, the chord progression, I want to know what the melody is, because the melody tells me how to play the chords, like I showed with But Beautiful a minute ago. The G note, G chord with an A on it tells me it's in major 9. Right? So I want to have the melody, whereas iReal Pro is just the chords, and yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you found this useful, please subscribe. I post every day on YouTube. If there's something you'd like me to hear me play, then do let me know about that, or hit the like button, or that kind of stuff. Or one of the most useful things you can do is share this with people who are into the same sort of thing. And to everyone who's donated to the PayPal, my PayPal account, thank you very much. I mean, I really appreciate that. But I'm not doing this for money. It's so any support like that helps me to keep doing this and hopefully produce better content. So thanks so much. I hate that word, content. Don't know why I use that. Anyway, I'll play you out with a little bit more of some music.